Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Bergen, and I am the director here at CSPS Hall. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Boundaries 3.0. I don't know about you, but during a time of crisis, we turn to our leaders, but I also turn to artists and the arts community. And artists, in times like this, have been a guiding force for us and been the way of expressing how we're feeling, the way of being a conduit to how we get through this as a collective group of people. And so we're really, really proud to help bring you the offerings of these artists during this time. I want to first of all thank Dead Coast Presents for helping us put this on. Without their work, we couldn't have done this. I also would really like to thank Stephanie and Cavan, Becca, Akwi, and Dick Prawl. I also want to take time to announce that we have a very special guest tonight as sort of surprise addition to Boundaries. We have the super talented and Eastern Iowa music legend Kevin Burt being a part of tonight's Boundaries. We are really excited for you to be here. If you miss any of this performance, you can catch it here on Facebook. We record it. You can also follow us on YouTube. Just search CSPS on YouTube, and we will have you have it available there. So without further ado, let me present to you this week's Boundaries.
I did not know that I was live. Thank you. Hey there, you with the stars in your eye. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. Hey there, you on that high flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll run to you. Better forget her, her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string. Break it, she won't care. Will you take this advice I hand you like a brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you just too far gone to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other? Since he was born, I've spoken to my son in song. Old songs, songs from the golden age of Broadway, songs from before that, from light operas and operettas, songs from shows that no one would dare to stage anymore because the melodramas and the drama and the melodies of that time no longer bring joy and comfort to a modern audience. But they bring comfort to my boy. They bring comfort to me. And I used to get to sing to him for hours each day. There's a stage of development called the period of purple crying. And they tell you during this stage, even more than during the other stages, that you shouldn't shake your baby. Don't shake your baby. Don't shake your baby. But you can shake it with your baby, and you can use the Chinese-made Bluetooth microphone that you have to sing 80s karaoke jams with a tiny little captive baby and pass the time. Sometimes all you need is something to pass the time, and let him slobber eat the microphone and create feedback and mess up your performance, because karaoke isn't really a performance at all. It should have failure built into it. Karaoke is not a performance. There's nothing else. It's a way to keep one of the people you love the most close to you, to hold him close for 15 or 20 minutes while you sing and he makes noises and you call it singing because you can do it together. You're close and together. You're together. That's important. But the period of purple crying is long gone. I didn't and don't shake the baby, don't worry. But there's still some singing and togetherness. Togetherness used to scare me, used to make my skin crawl. Was it being very much of my gender and my country and my time? I'm a man. I'm a bootstrap loner who can do anything with a little bit of elbow grease, and I'll do it alone. Damn it. Was it existentialism that made togetherness impossible? We are all alone in this world, is a sad point of view, but not altogether unique. Was it surviving childhood sexual assault? Was that why I shuddered at the touch of togetherness? It might be impossible to calculate. Neurosis is one of those stews where it can be difficult to separate the stock from the ingredients. Like, what is the reason we're here? What's the base? What's the one thing that cannot be removed from this mixture? Otherwise, it would cease to be the thing at all. I remember in college, the first time I shared a bed with a woman, it was exhilarating and deeply uncomfortable. And while our bodies touched, I could only take notice of her breath and my breath and wonder if we should be breathing together or breathing opposite, which was the way that would make it easier to fall asleep. One stomach in, one stomach out, or did we need to be together? Should we be together? Should we be together if I can't sleep here with her? Just sleep. The golden days in the sunshine of our happy youth. Golden days full of innocence and full of truth. In our hearts we remember them, all else above. Golden days, days of youth and love. How we laughed with the joy that only love can bring. Looking back through memory's haze, we will know life had nothing sweeter than its springtime. Golden days when we're in love. Golden days. It's a lullaby now. Anything sung softly to an infant, to a toddler, to a tiny human on your shoulder can be a lullaby. It's mostly about tone. But when I shared bed and breath that first time in college, I thought that maybe those would be the golden days. I was already in love with that song, and how strange to sing a nostalgic tune about the moment you are supposedly living. We will know life had nothing sweeter than in springtime. Golden days. But those were not the golden days. I did know them when they arrived. I knew when I shared a bed with one special woman and my body didn't stiffen into steel. Not like when a lover would ask if I'd make plans to attend a wedding in a month. Very normal question, not like that happened at all. No, I knew that the golden day had arrived when my first night sharing a bed with this woman, she asked, "What would you think about moving to Iowa someday?" She asked a pretty big question, and I didn't go rigid, not an ounce of discomfort. Of course, I'll leave Brooklyn for Iowa. Who cares if we've known each other for a very, 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 very short time? Anything to make the golden days last. Let's move to Iowa. Let's have a baby. You'll have the baby. Together, we'll raise him. Let's leave New York and the things that we knew apart and buy a house and build a life and a family together. Together. That togetherness has brought me so far, brought us so far, but now so much of togetherness is impossible, or if it's possible, it's forbidden. One of my closest friends left a beer on her driveway for me last week, and we sat 20 feet apart, and I wanted to hug her and about a million other people, and she wished she could touch her friend's hair again. Platonic hair stroking. And we all need some kind of comfort, even if it's weird. And it's weird. It's all unimaginably weird. And comfort can come from the most unexpected places, or what might have seemed like comfort before can become something that hurts, or at least if it doesn't hurt, it can be something that doesn't help. About a week and a half into isolation, social distancing, physical distancing, quarantine, Jesus, I really still don't think I know what to call it. But it was about a week and a half in when my wife got a fever. Bad headache, high fever. And because we live in one of the world's wealthiest nations, a land of abundance, a land of opportunity, she was discouraged from coming into the doctor's office. After all, there's a pandemic, or so we have heard. We like our doctor. It's not his fault that the chaos and uncertainty that was already roiling under the placid surface of American exceptionalism has been disturbingly revealed. I mean, let's be really clear. We were fucked before the novel coronavirus. It's just that now we can see it. And we can feel it, like when someone who is obviously sick is told to not seek a test or treatment until they are basically ready to die. I know she felt it, and our family felt it too as I moved to the guest room. And to minimize the chances of transmission of whatever was coursing its path through her body. And after several nights in this guest room, I came to enjoy being alone. Falling asleep to The Office or to recordings of Orlando Magic games from the recently canceled NBA season. My lizard brain was enjoying the aloneness of it all. And I'm not ashamed to say that as much as I love my wife, love my family, I'm sometimes overcome with that love. Crying is okay, but diving headfirst into a world where we all share the same space in the same way for a never-ending stream of days that have all become the same. I mean, what's a weekend? That there was some allure to being alone. In being in the guest room, there was the added benefit that I could more quickly attend to our toddler as his sleep slid into inconsistency. Was he sick? Was it that he didn't have quite the same access to his loving mother? Whatever the cause, our boy, our good sleeper, he needed comfort again. Overhead the moon is beaming, white as blossoms on the bough. Nothing is heard but the song of a bird, filling all the air with dreaming. Could my heart but still it's beating, only you can tell it how you love it. From your window give me greeting, hear my eternal vow. My love, she eventually recovered. She didn't even use up all of our house's bleach. And my son's sleep normalized. He didn't need middle of the night serenades again. But the funny thing was, I stretched out the length of my stay in the guest room. Stripped of the togetherness of co-working and making art and seeing friends and ordering margaritas from our family's favorite restaurant, it was like I almost forgot about togetherness completely. I forgot that it was possible to be together and not stiffen into steel. I forgot that it was comforting to share a bed with the woman to whom I pledged my life. And I thought about the song, Hey There, from the Pajama Game. And even though I sing it to my son, it's my go-to. I always start the cycle, Hey There, Golden Days, then Moonlight Serenade. Even though I sing it to him, when I reflect on the meaning of the song and how it works in the show, it is a song that is sung by the character to himself. He sings it to himself into a tape recorder. And then he duets with himself, with a recording of himself, singing advice to an echo, singing to the person he used to be, the person he was a minute before. And even though I don't get to sing to my son as much anymore, it seems like this is an okay time to provide some comfort to myself. Comfort for the person I was 20 years ago, comfort for the person I was 20 minutes ago, comfort for the person I am now, comfort for the person I will keep becoming. Hey there, you with the stars in your eye. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. Thank you very much. That's the end of my piece, and I just wanted to say thank you to Dead Coast Presents, and especially to Taylor and CSPS. They're wonderful partners, and partners for me as an artist and for Mirrorbox Theater, which I'm the artistic director for. So thank you again, and you can check out what Mirrorbox is up to during this time at mirrorboxtheater.com. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Catlett. I'm a musician in Iowa City, and I'm just going to play a few songs for you. That was wonderful, Cavan. Thank you so much. It was really good. This first song is called Forsythia. We counted on you to make the winter, seed of gold sleeping under snow. Why is it the quickest to the party? It's always the last one to know. You will lose your youth before the others. Your fire will be the first of us to fade. Yellow petals shattering the sidewalk. Wind is by the way. Forsythia, you've got a lot more burning to do before that you're through. And it got hot too soon, so you blew like a babe, dancing in her mama's shoes. I have heard that if you wake up early, you will know the secrets of the day, whispered by a flower that's unfurling. Sorrow will not sit with you today. You were the beginning of a story, the line that carries an idea away. All the other women, they will follow you. You will be the one who cannot stay. For Scythia, you've got a lot of burning to do before you're through. You got hot, so you blew like a babe, dancing in her mama's shoes. There's so much to lose when you meet the sun too soon. Someone's gotta take on the place where your bravest face. Recipia, you've got a lot of burning to do before you're through. And it got hot too soon, so you blew like a babe, dancing in her mama's shoes. Thanks. Yeah, this is a super weird way to perform, so I'm very nervous, but thank you for hanging in with me. I'm sure it'll just get more comfortable as we go along. So I put an EP out in December of 2019 called Meet Me in the Dream, and you can find it on Spotify and iTunes. You can buy it on Bandcamp. So check it out. These songs that I'm playing, these first two, are from the EP, and then I'm gonna play some newer stuff as well in my set. This song right here is called So David. Only so many people will tell you you're beautiful. Only so many people will listen to you. And the ones who do may haunt the end of a bar. May walk you home under shuddering stars. Only so many people will be kind to you when you've lost your trust, when terrible strangers have done their worst. There's a friend at the end of the bar who will light you up under quivering stars. So David, nobody is safe, especially the ones who live in their own way. Here's a toast to the stories you never wrote. Here's a sleepless night with the wolves at our throats. You were one of those people holding a smile, like a wild card in a hot hand. Even when the bus laid plans crumbled to dust, when our dreams for ourselves settled into something else, you were still your own man. So David, nobody is safe, especially the ones who live in their own way. Here's a glass to the prize you never won, to the goodbyes you didn't say to anyone. Thank you. Thanks. He's telling me I'm doing great because I need to hear it. Awesome. Okay, so this is a new song. And this one I finished up during the quarantine, but I actually started writing before the quarantine. And it's about a little piece of graffiti that I used to see on my walk to work from the bus stop to Tippy College of Business where I work. And this is just a little song that I wrote about it. It's called Tracy Be Mine. Maybe a boy with a stick in his hand, maybe a plan of a romantic man near a newly poured sidewalk, promenade Pentecrest. Clinton stood silent with words in his fists. The world had convinced him that love wasn't for his kind, till he saw Tracy in the back of the bus line. He wasn't smooth, his off-brand athletic shoes, but standing behind her, he knew he couldn't lose. Tracy be mine, scratched into the sidewalk. It ain't much, it's what he's got. Concrete roses, faded signs. "2016, a year so bewildering, nothing to look at but stains on the floor, until the day she wore her bunny pink puffy coat. He'd never noticed a woman before. Tracy be mine, they've got it all wrong. This whole time he was writing the song. He just needed the first line. He held her hand, they looked down at the letters, carved like a hieroglyph into the cloth. She'd never inspired a criminal act before. She shrugged at Clinton, Clinton just laughed. Tracy be mine, scratched into the sidewalk. It ain't much, it's what he's got. Concrete roses, faded signs. Tracy be mine, they've got it all wrong. His whole life he was writing a song. You just gave him the first one. That's the first whistle today. Okay. Oh, yes. If you'd like to give me money for this, you can Venmo me a tip, but don't feel obligated. You can also Venmo CSPS some money because I really appreciate them having me here. This is super great. And really good for me. I released my EP and then I did one show and then we were quarantined. So I'm still fairly new at doing these shows. So I really appreciate them having me here and letting me play. This is another song off of my EP. This one's called Ruined Houses. Tried to orchestrate a new heart, like beetles turn leaves into lace. Tried to wake up without thinking of your face, but that ain't easy. Watch the bee scale a tower of bells. Sparrows pecking rocks in the driveway. While the wind still chimes the sound of your name. Change ain't easy. I have always lived in ruined houses, collapse visible from space. I should have known the cathedral that I built you wouldn't come down, couldn't come down easy. Night and day, rearranging rooms, sinking new stones in the same lake, walking away has never been my strength, but I'll try today. I have always lived in ruined houses, collapse visible from space. I should have known the cathedral that I built you wouldn't come down, couldn't come down easy. Tried to orchestrate a new heart. I hear your virtual clapping and Taylor's real clapping. All right, got a few more here. This is another new song that I wrote during the quarantine time. It's called Point of Impact. Oops. Read a few books on the topic. Took a few notes from my friends. substitution for solitary life is constantly cleaning up someone else's mess. Everyone's an expert on their own choices. Everyone's convinced that they're on track. Hey, there's no one driving this car. I said just before the impact. Dogwood petals, confetti, boiled over kettles, confession. I had a day, could have been born again clean. I had a day, could have been somebody's queen. I said I know you to a stranger. Said come on in to a thief. Went to the woods to get a clearer view. Birds flew up like hands and they blinded me. Dogwood petals, a blizzard. Boiled over kettles, reconsider. I had a day, could have been born again clean. I had a day, could have been somebody's queen. Read a few books on the topic. We can learn, but we can't go back. Picked up clues from the debris field. Explored the crater, point of impact. Point of impact. The point of impact. Thank you. Okay, I have two more. Do we have time for two? Awesome. All right. Gonna do two more. This one I played at my one and only show that I did. And it's a kind of goofy little song I wrote about the swimming pool. Gosh, guys, I hope we get back to the swimming pool this summer. This is called Pool Rats of Park Road. Under a medium rare sun, I pretend that you're the beach body next to me. At City Park Pool where the hipsters wear suits from the 50s. I remember feeling confident. I remember us rising like two statues from the cement. And in spite of the fact you were a cheating hack, I really liked you. Ain't it funny when you don't love someone? Everything is a wonderful joke. So I hope all your summer days are graced with the pool rides at the park road. La 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 la, hey hey, hey hey. La 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 la, hey hey. We went biking without helmets before I gave a rip if people scolded me. Before I'd given a lot of thought to brain safety. I remember people watching on the ped mall ranking our favorite outfits 1 to 10. Will we ever be that free again? Oh man, I liked you. Ain't it funny when you don't love someone? Everything is a wonderful joke. So I hope all your summer days are graced with the dad bods of Park Road. La 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 la, hey hey, hey hey. La 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 la, hey hey. You kind of always smelled like chlorine, deep in the wrinkles of your neck. And I never finished Twin Peaks, 'cause you took your tapes with you when you left. Now even though we don't talk, I want the best for you. I hope you sleep in every day. I hope you're still a careless fool. That's why I liked you. Ain't it funny when you don't love someone? Everything is a wonderful joke. So I hope all your summer days are graced with the stretch marks of Park Road. La 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 la, hey hey, hey hey. La 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 la, hey hey, hey hey. La 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 la, hey hey, hey hey. La 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 la, hey hey. Okay. One more play. And then I get to enjoy the rest of the show, which is fantastic. And I am especially excited about my friend Becca, who is reading from her new book of poems next, her really fabulous book of poems. I'm excited for it. So this last song is a song that I have on my EP, and it's been sort of weird because since I wrote it, we had a pandemic. And when I wrote this song, I thought things were pretty much as bad as they could possibly get. Surprise, they weren't. So I wrote this song called Nothing But Fine, and it seems even more relevant today than when I first wrote it, which is sad. But anyway, thank you, CSPS. Thank you, Dead Coast Presents. Thank you, Brian and Taylor. It's been super fun, kind of strange, but also kind of great. So this is Nothing But Fine. Sometimes I have a clenched jaw over nothing at all. Sometimes animals are my only friends. Sometimes Freddie's creepy half smile in the window is the only thing bringing me home again. Life is a very long wait, and the colder it gets, the longer it seems. Meet me in between, in the middle of 42 years of alone time. Maybe then we'll have finally agreed to be nothing but fine. I'm watching people go crazy around me on color TV. And I don't know how to carry the weight of what we have made. The news of the day presses down on the room. I can't breathe, I can't speak, I can't think, I can't act, I can't move. Life is a very long wait, and we can't see the end. But I bet what we'll get is the face of a child pressed against a chain link fence. Meet me in the dream, where we promise this won't happen next time. Until then, we will have to agree to be nothing but fine. Be very afraid to go to the store, because we can't say things like that don't happen here anymore. I would sit and eat grass with the fawns on my lawn if I could, to escape the unbearable knowing of what we have done. Life is a very long wait and gets longer every day. Unraveled in tangles with nothing to show but a clean plate. Meet me at the barricade between your home and mine. I'll be there, pretending to be nothing but fine. I'll be there, pretending to be nothing but fine. Thank you, guys.
Hey everybody, I'm Becca Klaver. Stephanie, is so wonderful to be able to hear your songs again. I thought it might be many more weeks until I got to hear them. Stephanie and I were going to start a salon series in Iowa City this spring, but as you can imagine, that did not happen. But here we are, alone together in our separate houses across town, getting to share our work anyway. I'm going to read a little bit from my new book, which is called Ready for the World, and it's a book of poems and spells. And I want to give a little shout out to the Cornell College students who are watching this, and I believe they have an assignment to write spell poems. And so I decided I was going to read spells from the book, and then I have one more piece at the end that I'm going to read. All right, so the first one is called Spell for Actualizing Art. Be a child before the internet. Make. Need not be material. Try beats on wall, conversation, arrangement, or delay. This is a spell called Spell for Going Out. So some of these spells are about kind of ordinary things or formerly ordinary things, and reading them now feels sort of like a fantasy. Spell for going out. On the street, you said you wanted to put a hit on the moon. At the show, the tote read, "Crime on the moon." We were cousins or mom and kid, separated at birth. Where are we? Near a cop shop and a career professional school. That girl could really shred. Jagged little icicle stars. The moon says no. Yes. This is a poem called Spell for Feeling Different, and it's sort of a song too. Spell for feeling different. He'd say he wanted to feel different, but all she knew were children's games. Medicine in the forest, cash crops and government pills, herbs out in the desert, numb or cure those ills. She tried to help him feel different. He'd say he always felt the same. The priestess rose up from the water, then sank down with the rains. Legal and lethal, the salty pressure cutting through her veins. He'd say, I just want to feel different. She'd say she always felt the same. This is a poem called Spell for Heart Opening. In all the yoga classes, they were showing poses for heart opening. In all my dreams, post-fireworks smoke hung in the air. In the back seat of the convertible, I took off my rose-tinted sunglasses only to see the world was still pink underneath. Shiver, sweat, sneeze, breathe, beat, love. Things that go on without us. The body remakes itself, grows up. How are we supposed to open our hearts if spring keeps getting snatched away? How am I supposed to open my heart when it folded down to its silten floor? Sunglasses, pyrotechnics, chamakarasana. For the first time, I don't want spring to come. Ice flows moan, open your heart. It's ridiculous to need to be reminded, though anything can close it off, even a wild devotion. Roll your shoulders back. Look out the window of a lamp-lit house. See your reflection stamped upon the sky. All right, I've got one more spell to read, and then I'm going to read a poem that I recently crowdsourced on Facebook. So this last spell is called Spell for Ordinary Benediction. Have fun. Good luck. Safe travels. Be well. Take care. Bless you. Feel better. No worries. Good night. All right. So I put out a question earlier this month on Facebook, and I asked people what the pandemic and self-isolating and quarantining has done to their experience of time. And I got a bunch of varied responses, and I remixed them into a poem. So I'm going to read that now. And part of the question I asked was like, did you know it was Friday today when I put up this post? Obviously it's Wednesday now, but anyway, this is a private poem. I think it's called TGIF for the moment. TGIF. Everything can wait. Everything is waiting. In some ways, it feels like we're back to day and night and the seasons, which is nice. The days seem shorter, with less accomplished. Each day I watch state and county briefings, but I'm not sure if they do them at the same time each day. Friday, noun, 5th day of the week. This situation has made me reckless with time. Everything is more fluid. I'm usually trying to savor it and make it go more slowly, but now I want to hurtle forward to find out if we're going to be sick, to find out how bad things are going to get. Time is now my confused friend who's also my enemy, and her face is blurred. I realize how slow the minutes actually go, and how much I want to kill my stupid partner with my bare hands. Is it possible we don't love the ones we are with and we don't notice until we have to be locked inside with them for weeks and possibly months? Already thinking about going out and contracting the virus just to give it to him. Wait, is this not a private message? Friday, verb, to drink excessively. I already am distanced from time as someone who doesn't work, but now I have no idea what day it is and the days last forever. Time has only become ever more my enemy now. Groundhog Day over here. I'm experiencing time on a level akin to an Empire period comedy of manners. You know, like in Pride and Prejudice when Jane Bennet gets sick and ends up crashing at the neighbors for, I don't know, 3 weeks or something. No biggie. It's kind of just what you do. Except I'm not sick and I'm crashing at home. Today, on our morning walk, a man told me my linen pastoral print pants were perfect for a Friday. Now that I'm out of a routine, I have to set phone reminders to do things like my Zoom meeting at 9. Normally, I never need reminders because my brain is constantly and annoyingly hyper-aware of my schedule. Friday, proper name given by hippies and movie nerds. I guess the fortnight is becoming an important unit of time for us. Between this COVID crap and having babies, time is a warped perception of memories. It's playing hide and seek with me. I put ketchup on a clock and baked it like a pizza, fashioned a crust out of old leather watch straps. And now we know that time is delicious and a tad bit dry. I'd like to work in Philadelphia has basically stopped. Very languid and eerie. Squishy, squashy, ooey, goody, bending time. I feel very comfortable living moment by moment in a way I never have before. It's like I found some sort of meditation cheat code. I hate time. I've been unemployed for over a year and time was already very warpy, even worse now. Friday, verb, to cry with joy. Working from home full-time with a preschooler at home and a husband out of the house all day, plus packing to move on Monday, perhaps I'm the only one who feels she could still use like 6 extra hours a day just to keep up. Friday, noun, that which strikes fear in homeschool parents. I see the sun has gone down. I remember when that signified the passing of another day, but now it just means I need to consider if I sweat in my pajamas enough to need to change into another pair. Time is a relative concept. Now it mostly means food. Z woke up asking what day it was and from her bedroom yelled, "Yes!" But I think it was because she had clean Friday day of the week underwear. We are operating on rainy or not rainy over here. Specific names of days need not apply. And my time is a piece of wax falling on a termite who's choking on the splinters. First, I realized that if I devoted myself wholly to being a housewife, yeah, I'm going to use that word, it would definitely be a full-time job hours-wise. Right now, I should be fired for the kind of job I'm doing. Time is a ticking bomb of my anxiety with a countdown timer ripped off, so I'll never know when the next explosion is set to happen. Friday, noun, day on which food is fried. Friday is the day I pick up seaweed, my adopted cat found in the street after the tornado. I almost said happy Friday to my husband, but realized it meant nothing. Still, I have an inward Friday feeling. The dog knows when she should be fed and walked, so at least there's that. It's one big blob until Sunday night. All right, so that's the end. Thank you, Taylor and Brian, for setting this all up. And I just want to say, you don't need to Venmo me, but if you want to get this book, it is available at blacklawrencepress.com, and through tomorrow, the end of Poetry Month, it's half off with the code NATPOMO50, NATPOMO 50 at blacklawrencepress.com. It's half off through tomorrow. All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you to Taylor and CSPS and everybody for hanging out with us tonight. And a special thank you to Cavan, BF, Burt for joining me. I can't think of doing anything related to words without also having music to speak to those words and with those words. So Cavan and I will be sharing some words and music back and forth a little bit for the next 20 minutes or so together. In the beginning was the word, birthed from pen to page by Phyllis Wheatley, Frederick Douglass, stewards of a rich literary lineage. But before that, before the color purple, before we real cool, before the caged bird and those winter Sundays too, there was first the spoken word, the ancient and spiritual tradition of breath giving birth to the word, the griot, the bearer of a people's story, tales told entire communities and cultures captured as chapters and cataloged in the memory to be retold. Memories danced ancient choreography on the tongues of those appointed, anointed to bear witness through words. Do you hear? Word. With breath as heritage, my literary ancestors adopted then the pen as weapon. This is what Douglas, Hughes, Ellison offer us. Their witness, their testimony, they remind us of what happened, how it all went down. Did you hear? Did you hear about the ghastly body swaying in the sun? Did you hear about the singer who stopped playing and went to bed with the weary blues echoing through his head? Did you hear, still I rise? Did you hear, no more flood, the fire next time? Did you hear, the revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised? Did you hear how we lived? How we lived from Gwendolyn's Bronzeville to Hughes's Harlem, how over the years we loved our neighbors and praised our neighborhoods. Yet, Sonia Sanchez, how have we treated our women, our bodies? And yet, how have we rejoiced, Miss Maya? Did you hear the caged bird sing? Would we have heard the caged bird sing had Maya chosen not to bear witness to its song? Without Maya inviting us to listen, to hear. Do you hear? This is what the writers ask. Their words are witnesses to our lives, from colonization to Reconstruction, from Jim Crow to Black Panthers to Ferguson. Stories have been told and retold. What will be told of us? What is being witnessed now is being written. Putting pen to paper, breathing words into a room, we are the witnesses of our time, called to the stand, the altar. Released from our pens, words gather like a jury, a congregation strung snugly in their pews to deliver sentences. There is something to be said about structure too, the law and order of rhyme and meter, and how discreetly or not so discreetly we play with line breaks. Between the lines upon lines upon lines of our poetry, our stanzas crack open to offer the space within which you are invited to bear witness to. And you witness where space is placed, where space matters. Call it a moment of silence. Call it a response. Call it necessary. We speak easy when we write of love and romance. We string words together one after another on common threads strung loosely, holding in place our fragile humanity. We write also of struggle. These are thick and angry yarns, careful not to strangle. We've seen too much of the noose, so let these be draped loosely too, around ourselves and each other, so it is both. We swaddle ourselves in our stories and we hold in place our fragile humanity, or we bust it right open at the seams and reveal the pop-pop of our current state of affairs. Do you hear the call and response of our times? Hold still, I can't breathe. Hold still, I can't breathe. Hold still, hands up, I can't breathe. Breathe with me. We place space where it matters. Call it a moment of silence. Call it a response. Call it necessary. This is how we use words and the space in between. The writer, the activist, the creator. Tell the stories of our time. How we breathe, how we live. In coffee shops and workshops, we put mighty pen to paper and we offer witness, a call, a response, a call to action, a response to that which must be changed because the revolution will never be televised. Word, word, which is to say, I hear you. So that piece was written actually as somewhat of an homage to over a century's worth of African-American writers who came before me. And it was a piece written for the African-American Museum right here in town. And I cannot think of who I would be without having all of those writers as a part of my Rolodex, as a part of my history, as I was learning how to be and what I wanted to be as a writer in this world. And I cannot imagine sharing this world without somebody like my creative friend and kindred spirit, Cavan B.F. Burt.
You got me in now. Thank you, Akwi. Let's see if we can make this happen. This is a little song that I put together. It's just, hi, everybody. And before I get started, get rolling good, I'm Cavan Burt, official noisemaker for the night, along with my doc. This is a little song that I put together in connection with the story that Akwi just told, saying thank you to the past that gave her inspiration. This is a song that I wrote just called Thank You, and it's for all of those souls that did things for me that didn't have to. All right, they did it. Well, I'll just sing the song. Hope it hits you in the right spot. Looking at the news just the other day, I saw some things I thought I'd never see. Oh, it just blew my mind. I have to admit, it scared the hell out of me. Made me think about my grandma, my grandpa. How they did what they had to do. And just by living how they lived, oh, understand they made a better life for me and you. And now I want to say thank you, oh, for letting me be me. said I want to say thank you. Oh, for letting me be free. I was looking at the newspaper just the other day. I saw a headline, thought I'd never see. There's so much ugly in the world today. There's so many lives being lost so needlessly. Made me think about my mama and my dad, and the way they live their lives. It's so many things they gave to me, so many things they sacrificed, and now I want to say thank you. Oh, for letting me be me. I said I want to say thank you. Oh, for letting me be free. Oh, well, I'm free to live my life, and now I'm free to do what I have to do. I'm free to sacrifice, yes I am, oh, to make a better life for you. And now I want to say thank you, oh, for letting me be me. I said I want to say thank you, oh, for letting me be free. I was sitting down thinking just the other day, so many thoughts running through my mind. All that's going on with this whole world, somebody tell me what the hell we try to leave behind. Can we think about our daughters and our future sons, and what it is we have to give, so that a chance on this whole world, our children will have to live. And now I want to say thank you, let me be me. And all I want to say is thank you, let me be free. And all I want to say is thank you, Mama, thank you, Dad, for giving me everything I am. And all I want to say is thank you, let me be me, yeah. And all I want to say is thank you.
Where could Mom be? What's that?
Tag, you're it.
Tag, I'm it. Where could Mom be? We had disobeyed her, and now we were lost. The sun was starting to set, the wind was picking up, and not only were we coatless, in the middle of winter we were underdressed. Why? Because we were in middle school, which means we were stupid and stubborn, and now we were two stupid, stubborn, lost sisters, and I thought we would be lost forever, with no home and no coat, as the icy wind sliced through that black night. My sister and I, we huddled together in a tight space between an empty building and Jiffy Lube. I imagined freezing to death between those two brick buildings as the wind fiercely whispered around us, "Now who's lost? Who's going to wish? Whose wish is lost now whose?" And I imagined I would be forever responsible for my little sister, and I went from complete confidence. I mean, we'd watched Annie enough times. I was sure we could pull this whole orphan thing off, right? Like, to utter hopelessness, because then I imagined us as two little match girls with no matches. This is it, I thought. And then I spotted Mom. And I was filled with both jubilation and disappointment that we'd lost the opportunity to see if we could make it on our own. Oh, but into that howling wind we ran. Now who's lost? Who's going to wish? Whose wish is lost now? Whose? I have 2 daughters of my own now. When you bring an infant home from the hospital, moms receive the same advice. Nap. Nap when the baby is napping. Well, I'm telling you that mothers, we don't nap. We know that when we close our eyes for just those brief moments, that's when the crazy shit goes down. Yep, like that summer on our way to the Boundary Waters when we left our 7-year-old daughter at a rest stop in the middle of nowhere. Now, I was napping in the front passenger seat, and I awoke to my husband asking, "Where's Amaya?" Well, I thought she's still in the heavy fog of sleep. The back seat of a car has never looked so hollow. That snapped me awake. State troopers were called. We swung a U-turn and headed south. We knew exactly where we'd left her, but the fear of losing her wrapped itself entirely around me. How far had we gone without her? How many minutes had gone by? I watched the clock. Every 40 seconds, I know a child goes missing or is abducted. Time stretches so long and far. When helplessness is involved, we're coming back for you. Please be safe and sound, because those who are lost aren't found. 68% of abductions involve somebody's daughter, and I tell myself I do not want to appear on Good Morning America begging for my child. 92 miles per hour, 98 miles per hour, 102 miles per hour. There is no speed fast enough when you fear you're losing your child, but I tell myself she's not yet lost. She's only right now on the verge of lost, on the verge of missing, on the verge. We drive faster. What was she wearing? Will that become important? I think instead of her hair, the scent of her hair after a bedtime bath, I think of her soft cheeks, her laugh. I want her now. The memories are instantaneous, but watercolored. I want her now. And 17 minutes have gone by, and this is a no man's land between us here and her where by now. And then we spot the rest stop, and we swing the car into the parking lot, and I jump out of the car, and I run into the building. Amaya. She smiles when I call her name. And then she says, "Well, this is turning out to be some vacation." We drove and we drove toward the Boundary Waters, our fear thick and heavy in the air. She was naively content coloring in the back seat, but we drove and we drove and we drove, trying to shed that desperation born from the verge of loss, trying to shed that stubborn fear. And I tried to settle into my seat. I listened to the sounds around me, the tires against the highway, whispering, "Now who's safe and sound? Who's safe and sound now? Who?" On you, Kevin.
Me and technology, well, I'm always going to be fighting technology. I got old timers disease when it comes. In conjunction with the with the story of Amaya, there's a song that I wrote for my 2 daughters. I wrote this song when they were 18 months and 4, and I noticed right away as a dad and as a mom, my wife, as she interacted with our children, the thing that brought the most joy into our world when they were babies was that smile, that moment when they would acknowledge and smile. And I don't know that is ever a thing that has changed for me. The one blessing in all of this chaos that I will hold on to, and it keeps me smiling every day, is when I can make my daughters laugh. They're here with me. They're healthy. I lost a lot of income, lost a lot of opportunities. All of that stuff will come back. If my daughters were ill, I wouldn't be able to bear this. If something happened to my children and they were not there, they passed away, they were abducted, whatever, lost in this world, I don't know the type of person I would be. I wouldn't be able to be this guy, for sure. And so, with that in my head, this is a song dedicated to those daughters and sons out there. I can't speak towards sons because all of them that are in my world are the ones that I've kind of adopted just because I said I did. So, a song called Your Smile, hope it hits you in the right spot. If you don't like this song, lie and say that you did, because I need positive in my life right now. So we'll just go with this. Plus, this song's about my kids, and if you don't like it, then you got a problem with my kids. I gotta have a problem with you. It gets ugly from there. So we'll just go with this. See you every day and night just to make sure everything's alright, because you know you're daddy's little girls. And you know that daddy always wants to be here for your babies and make sure everything is alright in your world. Wanna hold you in my arms, keep you safe and warm. Don't you know you got your daddy screaming out loud each and every time you're out there, baby's doing what you do. You know you make your daddy so proud. You make my life worth a while. You make my life worth a while. Oh, darlings, when I see you smile, 99. I wanna hold you in my arms and never let you go. But then, babies, you never grow, and that's not what daddy wants at all. Daddy just wants you to understand, no matter what you do or say. Daddy's gonna be here to catch your honeys if you fall. Just remember, when daddy has to go, you know he misses you. And I know you miss me too. Oh, but daddy can't wait to get back home again, babies, and spend my time all snuggled up with you. You make my life worthwhile. You make my life worthwhile. Oh, sugars, when I see you smile, 99. Just to see you smile, 99. One day you gonna spread your wings and fly away, and that's okay, cause baby daddy understands that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, daddy's gonna cry that day, but don't you worry, baby's good. That's what daddy's supposed to do too. Just remember, no matter where you go, no matter where you're home, your daddy's waiting with open arms. Oh, give you that big daddy bear hug, baby, as soon as you step one foot back in your home. Because you made my life worthwhile. Oh, you made my life worthwhile just to see you smile. 99. Just to see you smile. 99. Oh, when I see you smile. 99. Just to see you smile.
Cavan and I have a shared theme tonight about our daughters, that's for sure. And this last one that I have for you is about the lessons we teach our daughters, all of us, as we raise children. Shrink. Be small, soft, full of sugar and spice and everything nice. Smile pretty. Avoid the messiness of dirt. Or leap. Let us leap into womanhood, where we leave behind the fear of bruises, a sudden fall, the fear of gravity, risk, broken skin. Leave behind the fear of imperfection, the wrinkles that will come, the fear of being wrong, the fear of being strong. Let us lead. Balance the soft, rounded curves of compassion with the jagged flame fire of power and passion. Make career out of passion. Wrangle with the naysayers and grapple with inhibitions. Move mountains. Shift tides. Lead, change, and rise. Be unstoppable. Let us say to each other. And in our homes, we are the stewards of dreams, the harvesters of hope. We tell our own children to reach for the stars. We are the keepers of secrets, the whisperers good night, because there is strength in softness too. With softness and compassion, we balance family and work, joy and sorrow, the letting grow and the pulling close, being mother, wife, daughter, sister, whole. We are brave. We'll grow, stand tall, get dirty, sometimes fall, but we will leap with no fear of broken skin, no fear of risk or imperfection. We will leap, climb, rise, run, band together to ignite change, and we will lead. And will not be afraid of being strong. All you, Cavan BF, Burt.
There it is. Akwi, you blow me away every time we're in the same space together. And even though we're in our own separate spaces, I still find myself a little bit topsy-turvy. Your words are always so powerful and so beautiful. Thank you for being you and sharing your soul with the world. Thank you to the good folks at CSPS for creating opportunities for artists. Like I said, music's my whole world. It is what I do. If folks are out there and they feel like they want to throw something toward my Venmo account, it's Kevin Burt Music. It's just Venmo at Kevin Burt Music. All one word, please. And I can't thank you enough for this opportunity, Miss Akwi. You're one righteous soul. I'm gonna leave it like that. All right. The song's called Real Love. Out of all the stuff that's going on in this whole world, in this country, in this state, in these cities, the one thing that we don't practice enough of is just finding those things that are real. We've got a whole lot of reality that we all are facing, but what's real to one person may not seem real to the next. And the one thing that we can probably agree on is the connection between souls, that love that is the truth always is that real thing that we're all looking for. So this song's called Real Love. Hope it hits you in the right spot. In my head, it goes like this here. And when you think about it, babe, it's been a long, long time looking for love like you find in me. You kept asking for it, praying for it, hoping for it. And when you found it, babe, you wouldn't open up your eyes so you could see. I was right here, my dear. I'm ready to give you more. And still I have so much more. You never need enough. I better open up your eyes and be glad we found each other. And a real love, baby. I said a real love. want to share with nobody else but you. And when I think about it, babe, I spent a long, long time looking for a love like I found in you. I kept asking for it, praying for it, hoping for it. And when I found it, babe, I wasn't sure what it was that I was supposed to do. But now I'm older now, wiser now, and I understand some way, somehow. I got to keep you, baby, here in my lifetime. Never need enough. I finally understand why there is no need to look no further for real love, baby. I said a real love. Kind of love that we should hold on to is real love, baby. Well, well. Oh, it's the kind of love I want to share. And nobody else but you. Yeah. And when we think about it, baby, oh, we spent a long, long time looking for a love like we found in one another. But there are questions we both know we need to ask ourselves. But either one of us should go on any further. We dreaming about a future, stuck living in the past. See, baby, these are the questions both of us know we're afraid to ask. And I just know, honey, I don't want no other. I'm so glad, child, we finally found each other in a real love, baby. I said a real love. Kind of love that we should hold on to is real love, baby. Well, well. Oh, it's the kind of love I want to share with nobody else but you. I said it's a real love. Hey, yeah, 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 the real love, baby. Kind of love that we should hold on to is real love, honey. Well, no need to look no further. I better open up your eyes and be glad we found each other. I say, Dale, I say, Dale, Mama G.I.O. I don't look any further, further. I say, Dale, I say, Dale, Jamaica, I don't look any further, further. I say it's strange when you think of the chances that we both be in the state of mind too cool to be careless. We're looking for the right thing, girl, baby. Don't you look no further. I say, Dale, I say, my Dale, Mama G.I.O. Don't you look no further. I say, Dale, I say, my Dale, come here, you. Well, all right.
All right, Kevin, thank you. And thank you, Taylor and CSPS. Appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in to listen and watch. And we've got another awesome musician coming up right behind us.
Big love, everybody. Take care. Be safe. Be well. CSPS and Akwi. Love you, baby.
Howdy. Beautiful job as always, Cavan. Akwi. Thanks for having me, CSPS and Dead Coast Presents. Hope this sounds okay. It's my apartment. I'm just winging it, so here we go. When the sun goes down again, will you remember where you were 4 hours early? Will you remember how you got here? How you getting home? All the churches filled with arrows pointing the tips of their hands to the sky. You're flipping them off as you're passing by. Will you remember how you got here? How you getting home? What's her name? Did you think that if you followed you'd be taking over? Now you missed that train, so you keep on walking on to a place where you feel strong. One last day to play it hard or have to play it long and long. What's her name? Did you think that if you followed you'd be taking over? Now you missed that train, so you keep on walking on. You feel strong. One last day to play it hard, I have to play it when the sun goes down again. We remember when 1 hour earlier. And will you remember how you got here? How you getting home? All right, well, thank you, everybody who's out there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all the wonderful artists being a part of this. That last tune is the last track on the new record we put out called Minus. Myself and Billy Barton. Billy's quarantined in Traverse City, Michigan right now. So hello, Billy. Hope you're doing well. Hope the Malmstrom family's doing well. Hope the Barton family's doing well. This next tune is called If It Bends. My daughter is quarantined with me, so I'm playing one song that she hopefully likes, so we'll see. If it bends, it can break. Metal shakes, standing at the door with a reed of your phone, pushing one way to the weightless, and the air inside your car has been breathed before. Only numbers on the wall, never light at all. Onto the black heels pile, no traces in the pavement to show what you've done. Getting low, going unreported, very interesting stain you have to pass again. Telling sidewalks to behave and keep your feet on the page. They don't mind, 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 they don't mind. And the lucky car you picked up underneath the back door stairs? Did you keep it in your pocket, or is it lost inside your chair? There's a million separate reasons for all the shit that you've been through. All that you've been through. La 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 la. La 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 la. And the air inside your car has been breathable before. And the words on the wall never lie at all. They don't shine, they don't shine. 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 Oh, Jesus. I heard a clap. That was weird. It wasn't my kitty. What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's do, so I asked folks if they wanted to hear anything, and I kind of pulled the stuff, A, that I hadn't really done for a while, or B, was kind of more quiet, so I'm not screaming in my apartment when we get, the neighbors knocking. So one of the songs, this one is going out to Jill and Tracy Segran. This song is called The Last One. How does it taste when the last one's saved? The last one's saved. Does it taste any better? Does it taste any better when the last one's saved? The last one's saved. Does it taste any better? Does it taste any better when it's gone? How can you repeat what's gone? I'll be suddenly amazed when you take a walk with an old friend. A hammer and a heart held in both hands, sizing up you pray. Do you give a little warning? With a wink of your eye, aiming for the back of their heads. Ease in the frame with your best face on, your best face on. Do you have any other? Do you have any other than the one you've got? The one you've got. Do you have any other? Do you have any other you could share? I want to see it when it's there. I'll be counting the change in the way you pose and your language. All the words that I'm making good sense, holding up your end of a nitty bitty bargain. Now you cut with yourself, mark it down a win on both sides. Ooh, you clean your pretty little hands in the morning. I could be wrong. Maybe there's another side you can't offer now. Solving the crime. When you take a walk with an old friend, a hammer, a heart held in both hands, sizing up your brain. Do you give a little warning? With a wink of your eye, aiming for the back of their heads. Ooh, you clean your pretty little hands in the morning. I could be wrong. Maybe there's a better side you can offer me. Solve the crime. How does it taste when the last one's saved? The last one's saved. Does it taste any better? Does it taste any better when it's gone? Do you think you can repeat what's gone? I'll be suddenly amazed. All right, thank you very much. So my name is Dick Rawl, but we thank you. That's it's called Dickie. I'm the bandmate, the work project. It's a band. It's me and it's Billy Barton. We did this record. We just put it out in the fall. It's called Minus Steve. So check it out. You can go to dickiemusic.com. You know, there you go. I can't do a lot of talking. I'm bad at it. So this is going out to Tim Gray. Actually, this is an old song called "Another Yesterday" that I put out on my second record under the moniker Starch Martins. So it's the Wayback Machine Kids. I've got a number of somebody that I wish I never knew. Somebody's number I practice dialing while I'm lying next to you. Even though I won't get through, I dream about it all coming true. I know the address of somebody that I never should have met. Outside the address, clear skies the same, but it's raining out instead. So I stand there soaking wet. No, I'm never gonna get another yesterday. Another yesterday. Late Saturday morning, I peel myself out of a bed that's always cold. Another morning, sunshine reminds me that I'm only getting old. Just reaffirms what I've been told, proving that I'm never gonna hold another yesterday. Another yesterday. And I'm curious to know how far it's gonna go before it kills me. Seems like everyone around sees me going down, but you're the only one who needs to know. Of somebody that I wish I never knew. Somebody's number I practice dialing while I'm lying next to you. And even though I won't get through, dream about it all come true. Another yesterday. another yesterday, another yesterday, another yesterday, another yesterday. It goes out to in Chicago. I haven't seen that gentleman for a long, long time. Tim, hope you tuned in to hear you tune. Just keep it moving right along here. This is well, speaking of Chicago, actually, I wrote this one. It's in Chicago. There's a street there called the Honore. It's spelled Honore. I don't know how to pronounce it. And then someone told me there's a longer story behind it historically, but I just thought it sounded like a pretty name, and so I gave it a character in a song. And the song is really about someone losing their mind, or very much losing their mind and not knowing it themselves. And, questions of things, so just want to bring it in the song. I'm so changed. We car porch, take your things. The other side of it's been strange. Haven't been around since the autumn. Kept you tucked away. Around your face, hands that held you up, you didn't want it. Music seemed to make you move too fast. Dizzy from the ground beneath you sway. Oh, always on. You didn't want to dance. Music sounded like it moved too fast. From the ground, you say, oh, how you always came. Oh, the ocean, more stories that you can share. Oh, me. Oh, cheers. All right, I'm just gonna kids. So okay, I hope we're happy and healthy. Yeah, it's a weird time, but it's beautiful that CSPS and Coast are doing this. I want to thank staff, and I want to thank Burt. Let's do this. It's what you wish for, because it's a bitch that people talk too much during show. I don't know what to do. So I guess so this is a song. For this song, I usually play a rock thing, but it was written on acoustic like all my songs. And sort of back, so it's called Cavan Town. Hey, mom, glasses on, don't be afraid. Test all blown away. Me as we go. Take away from all the bellows and the battery. Lead to me. Lead down. Remember only how. Stay away from coming. Face we've allowed us to take way to a home. Once was the next on to claim their own stay. Take things away from us, and then you're if you leave, they're gonna bring the hammer down. So you know the day they come up, bringing heart and crowns, cracks in the face of the day, digging holes without all while looking left. Copperhead. Hey, for some that don't be just the last tune. I'd rather not be seen. That would be fantastic. Again, hold on. All right. Well, my apologies. Ooh, right. There we go. All right. Test. Oh, hello. Try that. The last one I did that, hopefully. Are you on? By chance? All right, let's try it one time. This song called is on the new record. I'm going to end with this, and thank you all once again for having me, and I hope to do it again. Get into the actually of CSPS and play. I believe we're looking at October, so that's actually going to happen. leave those dust and keep my own. It's not sorrow like a bird. There's no anger, it's on the face. Nothing said make me change. I'm not running from what to me. I try for you, I know that down I can't leave. I don't try to rescue me. Lay my hand down, resting. Count the crimes I'm quietly confessing. Against my together. Nothing said me. I'm not where I'm going. And the child was resurrected. And I couldn't see why the woman shine. Don't be alone. It's not something I thought just for the need to burn it down. Don't be alone. Tell me, come back. Come back. Come back. Nothing can be said. I'm from where I'm falling. Just turn on. Can't believe I don't try. Why don't you try to rescue me? Having you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a good night. Stay safe and